One other reason, albeit smaller in impact than the uptick in oil prices and the uptick in Kashmiri violence, was the fact that in late 2017, the U.S. Treasury had announced that it was going to put the Indian rupee on a watch list because India had crossed one of its criteria in being named a currency manipulator. So it should be noted that the watch list wasn't a clear announcement that India was a currency manipulator, but it was a precursory step. It was to financial markets and financial analysts a hint that India might be engaging in currency manipulation and that it might not be a completely fair trade partner. Since America is such a powerful trade ally and a trading force, the mere fact that it had put India on a list had sent its currency into a little bit of a tailspin and had popped up a bunch of financial articles on the Wall Street Journal and the Guardian and the Financial Times that India has to defend itself as being not a currency manipulator. The criteria that it had fulfilled was that India had run a current account surplus with America that was more than $20 billion. Now, the United States Treasury has three criteria, and so India had only fulfilled one of them. And it had also fulfilled it by not that much. The current account surplus at the time that the United States had reported this was about $23 billion, which is a sizable amount, but was still manageable. And the reason for this that was given by a lot of analysts and a lot of financial news writers was that India is just a fast-growing country, and it exports a lot more than it imports, especially with America. And so the surplus was just a result of that. But still, the damage was done, and the currency was a little bit more unstable than it was before. Now, thankfully, in June of 2018, the United States officially declared that the country of India was not a currency manipulator, and things settled down in that realm. I just want to give a brief explanation for why being labeled a currency manipulator is a problem. Currency manipulation usually involves artificially changing the exchange rate of your currency, either increasing in large supplies or decreasing it, where countries can control whether they want their currency to appreciate or depreciate relative to foreign markets. This is huge in trade. Like if suddenly you are a big exporter country and so you have a lot of foreign money coming in, if you could suddenly make that foreign money worth a lot more in your own internal currency, trade deals become a lot more one-sided. This is a huge problem for fairness and a huge problem for just the fundamental value of trade. If for some reason trade doesn't really matter, and if you gain a lot more, like exponentially or way more than another partner, the likelihood that that partner is going to trade with you is very low. The opportunity cost is just not there, right? You just gain a ton more than the other country. So even being labeled as potentially a currency manipulator is extremely damaging in terms of being able to trade with someone else.